Okay, now that we got our two stop pins in place on our trigger, we got to make a little spring action in the top of this trigger. So to make a spring action, I found the best way is kind of to make this a rounded edge. So we'll go to round, click this edge, and it makes it 20 millimeters round for me. You can make it something different. You can change it to 15 if you want, but I kind of like it at 20. So I'm going to do that. So that's going to be part of the round spring mechanism. I'm going to sketch on the top plane so I can cut out the rest of my spring mechanism here. Kind of zoom out and zoom in. I'm going to reference the edge of that round I just did in these two circles, just in case I need to do something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of draw into this thing and make a cutout. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a circle in there right on that center point of that referenced edge, and we'll make it about 35. The thinner we can make this, the better, but not too thin. So we'll make it a 35 millimeter circle. And then I'm going to kind of come in here and just cut into here just a little bit, and then up here and make a cutout. So I'll start with my line tool. I'm going to start on this, well, maybe it won't lock to that center axis, but that don't matter. I'll come in right about there, doesn't matter. I'll come up at an angle to here and finish on the edge of that circle. Now it doesn't turn yellow, of course, because all these segments need to be deleted. So let's start deleting some segments until we make sure we get them all. There might be some little ones in here, so make sure you get them all. Once you hit the wheel mouse, if it turns yellow, you're good. We'll change these to some even numbers, 20, 10, and this one will be about 10 millimeters away. Let's shrink this up. I want a little bit better angle. There you go. So now that's going to be my cutout, and you'll see that when I go to extrude this. When we hit the extrude, we'll make it 6 millimeters, but we're going to remove the material. And hopefully you can start seeing this is going to be the spring. As I pull my trigger back and up, this will create tension in that plastic, and then when I let it go, it'll come back. But I got to open it up down here as well so it has the spring action. And you'll see it on the assembly when we get to the assembly. You can see how it wraps around that pin and is going to be my spring. So again, we'll go sketch, top plane, and we'll get in here. And I'm just going to draw a rectangle in here. I better reference my circle and this edge because I don't want it to hang out. So I can come in here somewhere, just kind of over here, come over there, come down. We're going to create a chunk to cut out. So the only measurement we should have is, well, there's a couple. Let's make this 5 millimeters, and we'll put this up at about 3 millimeters up. So we like that. Green check, extrude 6 millimeters, and remove the material. And now hopefully you can see how this is going to act like a spring. It's going to be sitting on that pin, and when I pull the trigger, this will create tension in there, and it will release one rubber band. The wheel will come down there and stop, and as I let go, it'll rotate a little bit more on the wheel and stop, ready for my next rubber band to launch. So make sure you save. I'm going to do a manage file to get rid of the old versions. And I'll close that, and we'll look at the assembly. Turn off the plane so you can see what's going on. You can see now, if I edit the definition of my trigger a little bit, just to act like I'm pulling the trigger, you'll see that that will stay on that pin. And then when I let go, it'll spring itself back. And that's what we wanted to do.